So first you want to make sure you add the parallel port device, which is going to be in here. Then in devices, you're going to go to add, and you're going to click on parallel port, which will be in the newest versions of eprime, and then click OK. That's already added here, so I'm not going to do that. In the parallel port thing, we'll want to make sure we assign the correct LPT port. In this case, it's LPT3 on this particular computer, but it might vary for you if you're unsure of which one it is. You can go to your device manager in your system and look up the port address of that port. Okay. Next, you kind of just need to decide where you want your parallel port events to go. In this case, I commented out all the direct calls for writing to that port. If we were to actually do this, which you can still do, you would just need to change the address depending on whatever port it is. In this case, it's D010. But we're not going to do that because it doesn't matter. In this case, we're circumventing that. So you go to the slide that you want to associate with the event. You go to the slide properties. This also works for any other object. You go to task events, and you want to add a new one. Most likely you're going to be interested in the onset time task event, which means the event triggers when the slide onsets, but all the other ones are also possible. So you can link this to a mouse press, a keyboard press, a mouse release, a keyboard release, anything like that. The delay should be fairly self-explanatory. If you want this to trigger 500 milliseconds after the slide onsets, enter a 500 here. You have a couple of options for the options. Yeah, well, yes. The first thing you might want to do after you add this here is actually add the parallel port device. I've already done that here, which is why all this is functional, otherwise it'll be grayed out. For the action, set bit is most likely what you want to do, but you can also do reset bit or toggle bit or write bit. Those are all kind of more low-level options. Set bit is going to be the most straightforward one. For a source, you can use timestamp or something called timestamp micro, which I'm not sure about, but custom is going to be your best option. And then in the custom field, you actually enter the code you want to send. So for example, if you want to just completely turn off the parallel port pins, just enter 0. That'll reset all pins to 0, and none of them will be active. This will usually be in integer format, but you can also do long or byte format. I tend to choose integers, so I actually get straight numbers in biopack. So for example, if I wanted the biopack event codes to compute a 15, this would be a 15. In this case, let's leave that 0. You want to make sure you enable it, and then just click apply, and that is it. That is literally all there is to it. So for example, if you wanted to send the code that would send a shock, I believe that's a 3, is that right? You would type a 3 here, and then just apply at the correct slide. The nice thing about this is that you don't have to worry about the parallel port address changing or anything like that, because you can just make all this adjustment in the main level interface here. So if, for example, you for some reason swapped out your parallel port, you would simply change the address. This is not where I want to be. You would simply change the address on your parallel port. And that's it.
Yay, parallel port.